So these are just one at a time and you just pick them up?
Cool. So, just go with the cards?
Yeah.
All right.
First question.
First question. This is like blankety blanks.
What are you dying of and how long do you have?
That's an interesting question because I was born with a death sentence, as were you. We're all going to die.
The disease I have is called Ewing's sarcoma, and I was diagnosed with that in 2008.
I have a malignant brain tumour. Its full title is an aggressive stage 3 ganglioglioma.
I'm dying of melanoma.
I am diagnosed with younger onset dementia.
I'm dying of pancreatic cancer, metastatic pancreatic cancer. I don't know how long I have.
Most of us are given some sort of prognosis. The type of dementia that I have, I think I was told kind of 8 to 10 years. Well, it's 7 or 8 years now.
I've been told I'm not going to be here for the Christmas after next. I was told a while ago, some 3 or 4 months ago, that the time was shorter than that.
It could be anything from 6 weeks to 10 years plus, but technically the bell curve is about 2 to 5 years, so that's my official diagnosis.
In a way, I don't really want to know. So, you know, at one point I was given the option to have more scans, to have regular scans, and I chose not to because I don't know that there's any certainty about the answer that you'll get from them anyway.
I was misdiagnosed 3 times before they finally figured out that I had Ewing's. When I was 16, I used to ride motorbikes and stuff like that, so if I went to the doctor and said, hey, I've got a lot of pain in my left rib cage, he said to me it's probably just a sporting injury. Chances are he would have been right.
Got myself a job driving buses on the Impex project and had a backache which wouldn't go away.
The third time I went back to him, which might have been 6 months later on, I actually had a physical lump there. It was, you know, maybe the size of a golf ball around my rib cage. He got an ultrasound from there, and about a week after we had a biopsy, I was on chemo.
I went into the doctors with a backache and a day off work and ended up with a 6 months death sentence.
When I was diagnosed, I was in shock for a long time. It was just before my 50th birthday, a terrific 50th birthday present. I was crying a lot. I couldn't think of a future.
I had expected it to be a more earlier stage, a less severe brain tumour. I was expecting it to be a sort of maybe 10 years on my prognosis. And the fact that it was even worse than what I was expecting was probably the big kick.
I started running, and I would just keep running until the pain took over from the tears of thinking about what my future might be with dementia.
And then you look back and think, if only I'd known, I wouldn't have sunbathed, I wouldn't have got sunburned. You know, you realise how foolish that was. So yeah, there's no upside to it, really.
All I know now is that I'm in pretty good health. I've got energy, I've got a pretty decent immune system, which is a good thing for a cancer patient.
So yeah, you just live with the uncertainty of not knowing exactly when or how or where.
What should people say when they hear the news?
Gee, I don't know what people should say.
What should people say? What do people say? What should people say?
Well, people shouldn't say anything. They shouldn't be obliged to say anything at all.
Well, obviously they just immediately say, I'm so sorry, you know, how sad. And then I think they're lost for words.
When I found out the news myself, one of my biggest concerns was having to deal with all the people who are trying to offer solace and support, but I end up offering support and solace to them.
In many ways, I actually have to support the person I'm telling because they're the ones that are finding out the information for the first time.
And it becomes quite bloody taxing, you know. You've got dozens of people that you've got to go through this bloody process with.
I mean, pity is the thing you fear the most in people.
There are a couple of exceptions, though, a couple of sort of friends where we basically just kick off each other and they're like, get over it, it's only a brain tumour, you'll be fine. And actually, they're the easiest phone calls because it's like, yeah, whatever, yeah, stop crying about it, princess, you'll be fine.
I think the thing that irritates me the most, I think about what people shouldn't say is, oh, there's this miracle cure they've just discovered. You know, if you go to Vietnam and have a vegan diet and drink, I don't know, whatever.
Some people who tell me to eat more ginger or who recommend the Gerson therapy, which is absolute quackery.
Have you prayed to God? Have you tried insert alternative therapy medicine here? You'd be surprised at how many people told me to take up smoking marijuana.
As if you're going to disrupt your entire life to try you couldn't even call it a treatment, to try some method of curing this disease, when you know perfectly well that if there was a cure for cancer, it'd be on the front page of every newspaper in the world.
I instead interpret what they're saying as, I really care about you, and here I'm hoping that this can help. And if you use that mindset of what it is that they're saying, then it makes all of those sort of things, which would otherwise potentially be annoying, suddenly become much more nice.
Maybe just think about being kind. That's the most important thing.
Have your relationships with people in your life changed?
Definitely. Because I've changed.
Being raised a cancer kid, you know, you're sort of the squeaky wheel who gets the grease. It took a long time for us to sort of relax, and especially for my parents to let go of me a little bit.
I've got the most wonderful partner who nursed me through this, and all without one word of complaint.
My friends were very, very quick to just go back to normal. They saw that I was the same and they were the same, so the relationship was the same.
Relationships with people in my life has changed, some for good, some for worse, unfortunately.
I think a common experience that most people with dementia I know, younger and older, talk about is the fact that a lot of our friends and some family don't have much to do with us after the diagnosis.
There are some people who are sort of weird about the cancer and who don't know how to speak about it. And that's fine, but that sort of stops me from speaking to them as well.
I think that's the fear of dementia and the myth that people with dementia are immediately in end stage. So, you know, sitting in a corner doing inappropriate things or dribbling down our shirt or something.
I think there's a general stigma around cancer. So for a long time I didn't tell anybody. When I eventually did tell people, it was when the cancer had reached my brain. So last December I had a seizure and it was discovered that I had a tumour on the brain. Then you think, okay, now I better tell people because that's actually serious.
There's some people who you can't be in front of without them immediately thinking, oh, cancer, 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 cancer. And you can see it in their eyes too sometimes. You can see some people and all they can think about is the fact that, oh shit, Jack has cancer.
I had sort of embarked on a writing career as a novelist. The last thing I wanted was for people to think that I was dying. Oh, poor woman, we'll have to regard this manuscript in a special category. Like, you don't want people to think you're on your way out.
I've still got a fabulous group of close friends and a couple of family members, but most of my family don't have much to do with me. I've only brought it up once, and that was the first and the last time, and we were basically told that these people just didn't want to get involved in the dementia journey.
Is the bucket list a stupid idea? No, I don't think it's a stupid idea.
The bucket list. Oh gosh, the bucket lists.
Not for some. Bucket list is a great idea for some people. I think that we should get on the bucket list a whole lot sooner than when we're told we're going to die, though.
It's very conducive to focusing and trying to finish something. I mean, the first thing that happens is you look back and you think, God, I wasted so much time. You know, just imagining that I was going to go on forever.
Yeah, I think everybody who gets news like this looks at their savings and goes, how far can I go? What sort of holiday can I do? What can I, what experiences can I have? I think getting news like this makes you a little bit crazy.
I haven't left anything out of life. I've not been afraid to grab life by the knackers, one in each hand, and leap on for the ride.
For most people, the bucket list is probably a perfectly fine idea. I'm a nerd, and my bucket list is a completely different problem. One of the things on my bucket list is seeing the Avengers Infinity Wars movies in the cinema, which come out in 2019. Two reasons for that. One, I really like the movies, and two, it gives me a 5-year goal.
We did trips to Thailand, Vietnam.
I've just recently spent 7 years sailing around the world.
With a bit of luck, I lived for another year and then packed up the car and did a road trip all around Australia.
I started in Gove in 2007 and then landed back in Gove in 2014 again.
Because when I say what my actual bucket list is, which is going and seeing movies, a lot of people are like, huh? Really? Yes, that's my bucket list. You have your own bucket list and you go and have your own cancer and you have yours when you have that problem. I have my own wish, thank you.
Have you suddenly turned to religion?
The easiest answer for that is no.
No. Hell no.
I was brought up a Catholic. I did the whole primary school at a Catholic school, did the altar boy thing as a Catholic, but I don't see that the Almighty has any place in my death.
For me, if you believe in a God who's going to help me in the afterlife, then you've also got to believe in a God who gives cancer to 16-year-olds.
I have to ask myself, well, what happens afterwards, after you die? Where are you?
Doesn't give me any comfort to think that there may or may not be a heaven or a hell. I don't really think about it.
I've come to the conclusion that we are nothing. I've just spent 7 years sailing around the world, half of it on my own. When you're out in the middle of the ocean, the nearest land is some thousands of miles away. And if you disappear, would it make any difference to the world? No.
It seems to me that it can only be about memory, that people can remember you. Like, obviously, your immediate family, my husband, my kids can remember me in certain ways. And then the people who read whatever, my books, they can remember me in that way. But when those people die, I can't imagine that there's anything left.
For myself, I suppose the only thing I can think of that's spiritual in mind is the concept of the physical components of my body, the atoms, all of that, once I cease to exist, that'll still continue throughout the universe. And I'm perfectly happy with that as being my, quote, afterlife. So that's my best answer.
Do you now live without consequences? Does it make you want to take heroin or skydive? Heroin sounds like a good option.
No. If I was to take heroin, I actually would be thinking to myself, I don't know what's in this, it might kill me. And the irony there, I understand, is stupid.
And of course I need my painkillers to work is the more important thing. If I start taking heroin, all my OxyContin's not going to work for me and then I'm going to be in a lot of pain. So no, I'm not going to take any heroin.
I think the question is, would I take any risks available to me? Is that the idea?
You sort of allow yourself to damage your body a little bit, you know? You don't mind if you have a few more beers, you don't mind if you go and do something dangerous like bungee jumping or...
I always said if I got cancer badly, I'd take up smoking again. I'm
an ex-smoker. I smoked a lot in my youth and did try and take up smoking again at my 50th birthday. And I hated it. Disappointingly, I hated it.
Dirty, filthy bastard things. They probably caused the cancer in the first place, but I've got no urge to do ridiculous things at all.
I have a time frame still to live, and okay, it's short, but it's, technically 2 to 5 years. But I don't want to die tomorrow, I want to die potentially in 5 years' time. So no, I still cross the road when the light goes green.
No, because everything you do has consequences. Everything that happens to you has consequences for other people.
A lot of people think that once you have a diagnosis like this, that it changes your personality. And really the big thing is no, it doesn't. The way you used to deal with things, if you were a shy person beforehand, you're not suddenly going to become an extrovert like that.
It's kind of given me a directness that I didn't have before, a willingness to say the shit that needs saying and not be scared of people not liking it. Saying things like, I think that the current care of people with dementia is unethical, is exactly what I believe. Whereas once I was pretty meek and shy and may not have put my hand up and spoken out.
What's good about learning that you'll die?
That's a hard question to ask.
Nothing. No.
It's just put life in perspective. It's just made me aware of what I have got.
There are things that I don't have patience for. That's increased. To be honest, I didn't have much patience for telemarketers in the first place, but I have even less patience now. And I tell them, look, thank you for your call, but you are literally wasting my time. I have precious little of it.
When I was diagnosed, everyone else that I knew was doing the HSC. And the HSC, when you're doing it, is the scariest, most intense, thing you'll ever do in your life. And I'm just doing chemo.
Learning to be positive and learning to not wallow in self-pity when things went wrong.
Yeah, I've failed miserably. I think my ATAR was about 22 or something, which got me into no universities. But yeah, I got through all of my chemo and I did all my radio and I was in remission. There was no visible disease and that was about the best result I could get that year.
It's made me accept those things that I can't change. I can't change the fact that some of my family and friends don't talk to me anymore. I can't change that. So I could sit and be miserable about that until I died. Or I could just go, okay, there's lots of other people to talk to in the world.
Just being able to take a deep breath and look at life through a wide lens. What'll you leave behind? What are your memories? What are the best things you did? And what are the mistakes you made that you want to make up for?
And it's put me in the advocate activist space. Well, that's a fantastic thing to be doing. So if I can change even one person's life and they have a better experience of dementia, then I'll die feeling happy. That's good. It's given me a purpose. Probably the greatest purpose I've ever had, actually.
What don't you worry about any more that you used to?
That's probably an advantage of memory loss. Some things you perhaps should worry about and you can't remember them, so...
I don't worry about anything trivial. So I used to be quite a tidy person. That's gone out the window. I don't care about behaving well, particularly, anymore. Not that I behave particularly badly.
Well, I don't worry about work because I've been unemployed and retired for 4 years. So that's pretty good. It's nice to be retired at 20.
I don't care about ambition anymore. That's the thing that I've had to let go of, which was the hardest thing to let go of. Because I think everybody thrives on a certain ambition to be a certain kind of person, to do a certain job, to do it well. And if you have to give that away, it's hard because you just think, well, what's the point?
I've tried to only deal with the important stuff and, for the rest, fuck 'em.
It's perhaps made me more grateful with what I have got rather than thinking about what I haven't got. Being grateful is good.
Are you scared? Yeah, of course.
No. That might surprise a lot of people.
Gee, I'm not really scared of anything anymore.
Annoyed is definitely the correct word, but not scared.
No. No and yes.
Not all the time. At 3 o'clock in the morning, sometimes you wake up and think, how is this going to kill me?
I'm not afraid of dying. I am seriously afraid of the pain.
I mean, some people say that cancer is a good way to die because you do have a lot of time to think. Obviously, if you die suddenly of a heart attack, you haven't got time to be afraid. Occasionally, I envy that kind of death. Occasionally, I go to bed and think if I don't wake up in the morning, that would be a good thing.
I watched my father die of bone cancer, and he was in extraordinary pain until they knocked him out. He said some 6 weeks before he died to my mother, if you pray tonight, pray that I die tonight, it's enough.
The disease itself is scary because your body, which has been your identity for so long, is suddenly turning against you.
The thing I dislike the most about dementia is losing my ability to recall information and memories.
It's all based around my lungs and my esophagus. To be graphic about it, there's a good chance that the cancer is going to grow bigger and grow more malignant pieces around my torso. It'll probably get into a couple of organs, my lungs being the big ones, and it might be a slow death via suffocation.
Talk about Alien, the movie. It's what it feels like. It feels like you're incubating or harbouring this thing that's going to kill you.
I've been afraid, and I've been mostly of the pain, and I've had some serious pain even now. And that's broken me up when I've had a taste of what's possible.
By far, the worst time that I ever had with the brain tumour was the period between after I had the surgery, when I knew it was a tumour, and getting the phone call, which was to tell me what the results were from that tumour.
When you go for these scans and then you're waiting 2 days or 2 or 3 days for a result, That's why I gave up having them, because they put you and your family through this horrible... It's like the worst kind of exam that you've ever done, multiplied by 10, because so much hinges on the results.
At the time, I had to rego my car, and I didn't know whether to rego it for 6 months or 12 months because I didn't know how long I was going to live. Literally, I didn't know how long I was going to live. Like just all the plans, you can't do any of them.
It's not actual panic, but it is this dread. It's more like dread.
I can talk about it pretty openly now because I was diagnosed when I was 16. I've been dealing with the concept that I'm going to die since I was at that age, so...
I could sit in a corner and suck my thumb, or I could just get back up and get on with living. So what can I do about it? You know, build a bridge, toughen up.
Are you fighting?
No, I suppose.
I've never liked the metaphor about cancer. There's, you know, you've had this battle. I think if I was much younger and it had hit me in my prime, I might have a different attitude.
Yeah, I'm on treatment, and I'm trying to get as many months out of this as I possibly can.
The last thing doctors want to talk about is dying. So what you experience in meeting with doctors and dealing with doctors is a constant offer from them of hope.
I'm on an immunotherapy right now, which is hopefully going to do good things. I find out in about a month and a half whether that's working or not.
That you're going to overcome this and you're going to be that rare person who walks away from it. But of course, you never can.
After the tests, it was sort of about 50-50 of whether or not the chemotherapy was going to be effective. But then the chemotherapy regime, I ended up being allergic to one of the medications. And then once I had one of those drugs taken out, then it became, look, no, it's, cut it at this point.
In as far as I am adopting a positive attitude and making use of every day, I suppose that could be classed as fighting.
I am fighting against the system for a better, more ethical pathway of care for people with dementia.
Try and do as much as I can, try and do as much good as I can, try and live each day to the full and then get on with the next one.
We get told to give up life and go home and die. I don't think that's ethical. So I'm fighting against that.
It's not that I'm fighting the disease, it's more that I'm fighting the breakdown that I could have. I mean, I could have a nervous breakdown at any minute, really. I could just say, oh, this is too hard. I can't do this anymore. So that's the battle. It's not against the disease, so I don't really like that. I've never liked that idea that somebody's battling the disease. They're not. They're just battling to keep some integrity.
How do you want your funeral to go?
I have thought about my funeral damn near daily since I got the diagnosis.
You know, you do think about what kind of funeral you want and who'll come, if anybody.
What music am I going to play? What message will I have?
I think quiet, friends and family. I don't want everyone to be in all black.
I used to want it to be really sombre, and now I just want it to be a party.
So it's going to basically have sort of a light rock concert vibe mixed with science.
I've thought about doing a video recording and being able to have the last word at my own funeral. I still might do that.
I don't care that much. Funerals are for the people who are left behind.
I still want to sort of have a say in it, which is ridiculous. You know, it's my funeral. I'm going to be the one in the casket, you know?
I'd have a cheap burn up here and then take the ashes down to Victoria and down to Port Fairy where I grew up and tip them off the back of a boat.
Because it won't make any difference to me.
The more that you plan a funeral for yourself, the more that you get really angry about the fact, not because of that you're going to be dead, but because of the fact like, oh, I've planned this perfect party that's just about me, and I'm the one guy that's not going to be there. Damn.
Huh. If we had legal euthanasia, would you do it? And when?
This is a hugely interesting topic to me.
Yeah, I would. I definitely have an action plan set up for euthanasia.
I have serious arguments with the government about the way they deal with the death of people who are in terminal illnesses.
I don't understand why it is illegal at the moment.
And I just think that's so unhelpful to people in the most dire circumstances of their life. You know, this is the worst thing that can happen to you.
Basically, if my mental impairment got to a point where I was clearly not me, or I was gone essentially, then at that point I would like to be able to end my life.
And it gives them a chance to say goodbye, and it gives you a chance to say goodbye, and it is a very civilised way of dealing with it.
So would I do it? Yes. When? That is a really, really tough question.
I believe in legalising euthanasia completely. The issue for people with dementia is it doesn't fix the problem for us, because at the time when euthanasia would be appropriate, we probably would have lost capacity and the ability to do it.
To feel that you are legally bound, that there's only one pathway that is offered to you as a legal option, seems to me pretty brutal.
If an animal were put through the same level of pain, we would rightly be taken to court and convicted by the RSPCA of animal cruelty.
It's not something that anybody wants to do, and people seem to think that it is something that people want to do, but it's not. Nobody wants euthanasia. It's a necessary sort of evil.
A girlfriend of mine in South Africa, she had a beautiful old pointer dog. And the vet slipped a needle into his paw, and he just quietly slipped away. And that's how it should be. And it makes me so fucking angry, those sanctimonious bloody religious and the doctors. They have no right. They have no right.
Wow. What do you wish you could live to see?
My 100th birthday?
Just the world in another 60 years.
Because I'm a writer, I suppose I'm always interested in what's going to happen next, and you're always interested in how the plot's going to unravel.
If there's one thing that I would love to live to see, would probably be humans landing on Mars.
Implanted electronic devices and computers in our eyes that can give us like heads-up displays and notifications.
I've got enormous curiosity about what's going to happen next.
I don't know, I just want to see what science does. I just want to see what the future's going to hold, you know? And, yeah, that sucks that I'm not going to see that.
What do you wish you could live to see? I don't have any wishes. Yeah, there's no point. Deal with reality.
Because I'm at peace. I don't mind. I've done heaps of great things. I've done heaps of stupid things. I've done heaps of things that might have upset people.
Because I've adopted the attitude always that you live each day to the full, then that's what you do.
I've got a great husband and 2 fantastic children and some amazing friends.
I've been able to see wonderful things. I've been able to see my grandchildren.
I'm quite happy with my life. I don't mind if I die tomorrow. I'm quite happy.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Well done, that's everything.
Good. Fabulous.
Thanks, Kate.
That's a pleasure.
I hope you've got some good stuff there, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
No worries.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for sharing.
And leave it at that.